Bangkok, Thailand. If you read between the neon lines here, you'll see what's really for sale. Sex.
We are everywhere on every corner. There are lots of us. We work every day.
The work's not exactly legal, but it is tolerated, because selling sex in Thailand ever since the war in Vietnam has been a big business.
Oh, it's really big. You don't believe it. It's really big. The tourists not coming in Bangkok to see the temple and go to floating market, and then go back to the hotel and sleep at earlier. No way.
Today, in Bangkok and other cities, by some estimates, sex puts close to $5 billion, 10% of all the money from tourism in Thailand, into the nation's economy. After all, the Johns stay in hotels, they eat in restaurants, they shop in local stores, which explains why, despite laws against prostitution, the government does little to shut it down. So, the men who control this business often operate with impunity. But now, the men's free reign is being challenged in a way they may never have foreseen. By the prostitutes themselves, women who haven't been pocketing any profit. Most, in fact, barely eke out a living. Some are even beaten and abused. This woman, Pim, is a prostitute. She didn't want her face to be clearly shown for fear that one of her American clients will see her and stop paying for her services.
We may be abused and attacked. Why does nobody care for us? Why do people say you deserve it? Why? I wonder whether they ever think that without us, would any tourists come?
Brutality, disease, all are commonplace for women on the front lines of Thailand's sex trade. But the trade doesn't suffer, because many Thai girls see no other option, which has led to one daring group of women who say, if there's going to be prostitution, let's make it pay for us.
Everybody has sex, right? But sex with money is different than sex at home. What's wrong with, the sex with money and free sex at home?
Chiang Mai is a city in the mountains of Thailand, almost 500 miles north of Bangkok. Nearly 750,000 people making their livings along the path of an ancient Thai trade route. Including these women, getting the bar and restaurant that they own and operate ready for a good night's work. It looks pretty much like any other bar in the city, except, while working very much out in the open, these women are prostitutes, and the main work they're getting ready for on this warm June night here at the Can Do Bar is sex. That's how this woman, V, now makes her living.
Each of us put some money into it. As you just saw, we helped each other set up for the evening. Everybody owns the bar.
It is a kind of collective ownership. The prostitutes' shares, ranging from contributions of about $35 to $1,600, they paid for the rental and renovation of this 3-story building with the bar on the ground floor.
This is very important for us. This certificate demonstrates that we are legal entertainment bar. We also provided Social Security insurance for all employees.
The actual licensed owner of Can Do, curiously named Porn Pit Pukmai, porn in the Thai tongue means blessing, is proud of what the girls get here. From Social Security,
We pay 280 baht. This is for Social Security insurance.
2 regular hours, paid holidays, sick leave, overtime.
We can at least feel that we are at the same page as others and not being marginalized.
I don't have any problem living my life. Although the society does not accept us or our profession, we have to feel good about ourselves.
Shantawipa Apisuk mentors the women society shuns, but they're not shunned as much, she says, as before.
Before, people calling us, chicken or whore or many bad words. But now they call sex worker, they call service worker, service girls. And, it's more professionalized. and accepted in their society.
At least that's a big goal for an organization of sex workers in Thailand called Empower, which was not created to end prostitution here, but to improve the lives of the women who are stuck in it. Chantawipa Apisuk was one of its founders.
Strong, smart, sweet, and sexy.
That's their strategy, sort of a sex worker business plan. To take care of the men, they have to be sweet and sexy. But to take care of themselves, they're strong and smart. But some argue those benefits don't change one basic fact. At the headquarters of the Coalition Against Trafficking of Women, Executive Director Norma Ramos says prostitution is not just the world's oldest profession, it's also the world's oldest oppression.
If a man feels that he's bought you, you're a thing, and anything can be done to you. And so we don't believe that that woman or girl who's been purchased is a sex worker. We believe that her human rights have been violated in a core way and that she's been purchased for abuse. And you don't take someone who's being abused and call that work.
But that's what many do call it. A woman in Thailand can explicitly sell her body thanks to a loophole in Thai law. Her job officially isn't prostitution. It is working in places like this that advertise sauna, karaoke, massage. V kind of worked her way up. Before she got into this business, V was a nanny, a store clerk, a housekeeper. She even sold rags at night. But then she went to work as a receptionist at a bar.
I spent 2 months there. Sometimes I switched to be a drink girl sitting with clients and cashier. Although I had only junior high school certificate, but being a cashier, you must be available to sleep with the clients.
That's how the legal loophole works. It allows anything from a restaurant and bar to a dance club to a massage parlor to a billiard hall to offer so-called special services, which means sex is part of the bargain.
We were interviewed. We were told the conditions, the 30 drink quota and 3,000 baht salary. Sometimes the clients touch you. Can you handle that? We have to go through these before we are hired. What I just explained is only the job of a receptionist.
And the government allows it, as if it's not a form of human trafficking, which Norma Ramos says it is.
Every society has always seen murder and robbery, hasn't it? But nowhere has been the approach, well, there's always been murder, there's always been robbery. Let's figure out a way and a place and a part of the city and the terms and conditions under which we will let murder and robbery take place. So, just because you have always had murder and robbery, and perhaps prostitution, doesn't mean that your approach is to make a place for it. You work to end it.
But there's one big reason why that's not happening.
I get to use to make 1 million baht a night, every night.
1 million baht. That's more than $30,000 that hotel owner Shuit Kamovizit says he used to make on a good night when he owned a big Bangkok massage parlor himself.
I want to get rich. I want to make a big buck. You know, I want to be like Hugh Hefner, you know, surrounding with the girl and make money. I think it's a dream of the guy all around the world.
For the prostitutes themselves, though, that dream can be a bargain with the devil. But they usually don't see another option, so they continue selling sex, but on what the women in Empower now call their terms, which among other things they claim means safe sex.
These are condoms.
At Can-Do, condoms are a bargain the men are supposed to make.
So we started health education, safer sex, using condom is good for you and good for me, and no matter who you are, your profession, your education or nationality, you can live happily, and you have to realize that you could be a disease spreader or you could be a disease receiver.
I have always thought about my future, what I will do. I want to get married and have a family. I want to have kids. so that one day I no longer need to be in this risky situation encountering sexual diseases. Being aware of this, I have to take care of myself. I have to make sure that I am protected.
It does not prevent the spread of AIDS. It does not prevent the women from being subjected to abuse. These are all myths, and even the countries.
In this organization, Empower, they would say, no, to the contrary. We are now empowered. We can tell the man, this is the bargain you have to make. You have to wear a condom.
Well, we hear that, but we also hear from other survivors who tell us that's actually when the camera stops rolling, that the reality is much different.
But whether or not there really is protection, there is education, largely to enhance what they already do.